Hi guys, welcome back for another episode of Keep Ups with Canadian Women's Soccer. The Canadian Women's National Team is back in action this Friday, April 9th, and again on April 13th. The game on the 9th is against Wales, and the game on the 13th is against England. I'll talk a little bit more about these two teams at the end of the episode. Right now, I'm going to focus on the Canadian Women's National Team and its roster. The easiest way to break it down is to compare the roster from SheBelieves to the roster that's made for the game against Wales and England. So, what's the same and what's different from the SheBelieves Cup roster to now? Well, the same sad thing really is Kadeisha Buchanan's out again. This time it's because there's a COVID outbreak at Olympic Lyon, and so no one was really allowed to leave the club. They had to quarantine. And Diana Matheson's out again with injury. Not sure if it's the same one or a different one, but sad to see that both of their veteran presence will be missed on the field. But luckily, some other veterans have come back now. So Erin McLeod is now healthy, and she will be subbing in basically for Kaylin Sheridan, who got injured in the first game of the SheBelieves Cup. And as well, you'll see that Bianca St. George is out. Big loss for Canada is Adriana Leon is out with a broken foot. And I think we're going to miss a bit of her creative presence up front. She brought a little bit of something that was a bit different than the other forwards on our team. She wasn't afraid to take people on 1v1. So we're hoping that having Huitema and Sinclair back, which is a good thing, they might bring a bit of a creative forward presence with that. And if not, we also have a new face in Cloe LaCasse, who has been lighting it up in the Portuguese league. And so her earning her first cap could prove that she might have something to provide to Team Canada. Or Evelyn Viens, after getting her first taste of playing for Team Canada, has gone back to work and she's ready to kind of take on that role a bit more this time around. So it's nice to see that we have some options up front. And with the depth of the defense we have, we might actually see that Ashley Lawrence also slots back up top. Since we have her back as well now. So that's about 3 or 4 players at least that are going to make an immediate impact on the starting 11 with Sinclair, Huitema, Lawrence, and maybe McLeod, but I probably would think that LaBe would be starting for these next 2 games. We also see that some faces who maybe aren't so familiar to some of the fans, such as Jenna Hellstrom and Sarah Stratagakis, Samantha Chang are back in. So these are players who have like 1 to 4 caps. Jade Rose, again, is getting a call up. She's going to be the third center back, slotting behind Shalina Zadorsky and Vanessa Gilles, since Kadeisha's not there. And since, besides that, like a lot of the roster looks the same to me. So it's a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is there's a lot of familiarity there. Bad thing really is that, I mean, there's still a couple of key players that we'd like to have that we don't, but I guess we'll make do with what we have, which is some pretty talented players. I'm excited to see that, and we'll see how our games against England and Wales go. England obviously is a very quality team, top 6 in the world. They have maybe the best women's league in the world in the FA League, and you can see that some of our players, such as Jessie Fleming, Adriana Leon, play in there, and then a lot of the English players are from there. I think basically all of them, except maybe Rachel Daly. And so that'll definitely be a very good game, as England has always improved their quality year after year, and the English-Canadian rivalry is pretty big. And then as well, I think people doubt Wales a bit too much. Wales has a new female head coach, and she seems to have brought a lot of energy to the team. And Captain Jess Fishlock, who has been a mainstay in the NWSL, has been talking very highly of her and the team. And as well, they have players like Sophie Ingle, who is a phenomenal midfielder at Chelsea and arguably one of the best in the world at midfield, and someone Jessie's trying to take some time away from, and you're like, if Jessie's not getting time over someone, then it must be a pretty darn good player. So that kind of shows that, especially Wales midfield, but a lot of their other players are quite quality too, considering they're ranked number 31 in the world. But even then, Argentina was also ranked number 31 in the world, and they gave us a run for our money with a 1-0 game. So I'm sure that both games will be very exciting in their different styles, and we'll see that the Canadian team learns a lot from it. So I think I'll give you a bit of a deeper look at the key factors in the England game coming up to it. So that'll be in a couple days. Make sure you check out the Wales game. It's actually going to be streamed on OneSoccer YouTube channel for free. And so I assume that the England game will probably be like a one-day subscription. So make sure you check out both of those games. They're going to be quite exciting, and I hope to hear your guys' thoughts on maybe what a potential starting 11 could be, especially the format and the players. And hope you liked the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.